Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You read this here. Jimmy Kimmel says Trump supporters are terrorists. Says Antifa does not exist. Dude, they keep lying. And it's not working. It's making everything so much worse. So much worse. Okay, well, you know what? I'm here for it. They can destroy everything that they've built. I don't really think that these are the types of people that built it. I think it was all of these spaces that everybody's in were actually inherently evil, and all of the good people realized it and backed out, and all that you get left is all of the evil people. And you know what? It's all crumbling, and I'm here for it.
It really is shocking, the depravity of Jimmy Kimmel, the deception, the lies, manipulations, and evil that we face. Let me put it simply for you, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Kimmel...
Dude, they are backed against a wall, and they are getting so desperate. They are doing everything they can to try and save themselves by doubling, tripling, quadrupling down like they've been telling the truth the entire time, and we're the ones who are lying. But I don't even know where the lie is that they pretend that we're telling. Because all we're doing is saying, hey, I don't like this. And they're like, well, you're a Nazi. You have to like it.
Claims that Trump supporters are domestic terrorists. He's not literally saying, hey, guys, look at these domestic terrorists. He's saying, if Antifa are terrorists, so are Trump supporters.
Yeah, it don't work like that. Trump supporters aren't out in the streets causing chaos. Trump supporters aren't mutilating children.
Jimmy Kimmel lies about Antifa. And
Trump supporters didn't try and get sexual books depicting like extreme sexual acts into schools and then pretend it wasn't happening. That was a thing. Do you remember when that happened?
Watch this, and it's just absolutely crazy because we know Antifa is real. We know that they have numerous organizations. We know that they have an international financing arm. We know that they operate in multiple countries. We know they coordinate. We know that there are certain leaders that travel internationally to put on these events. We know this. I will prove it to you.
I don't need
show
proof.
You right here in this segment.
I've already seen so much proof. He's just rehashing all of the things that we already know and have already seen. It's so pathetic, man.
When Jimmy Kimmel says there's no Antifa, he's lying. But it's really crazy, right? To look at a man on TV speaking to millions, particularly on YouTube, not so much on TV because nobody really watches that, and he just lies with a smile on his face. It's evil. How do we coexist with this?
We don't.
I don't think you can.
So what we do is we make fun of this, and then they crash out even more, and they're going to try and kill us, and they do try and kill us.
But I don't know what that means. Cancel Jimmy Kimmel or what?
Nah, he's canceling himself because real people aren't watching this garbage.
How do you deal with the manipulation of freedom of speech in that you have individuals like Jimmy Kimmel who are trying to burn the country down, to get you murdered? And I'm not playing these stupid games the left plays.
Yep.
They said...
I think you kind of are by getting angry at it. I think that what you should do is humiliate them, because that's the thing they are actually afraid of the most, is being humiliated.
Speech is violence. Silence is violence. When we said naughty words. Jimmy Kimmel is...
Say more naughty words. What are they going to do?
Literally trying to cover for terrorists who have murdered, and will murder again. Literal terrorist organizations.
Yep, just laugh at them and call them terrorist freaks. That's my opinion.
That have tried to kill Andy No directly. A named organization.
Yeah, if you're a person like Andy No, you need to know that these things are happening. And that sucks for people like that, especially the ones who, like, that wasn't happening and then all of a sudden it's happening because they didn't know. It's funny, Andy No didn't know. Because he was one of the first people to be attacked, a political figure, be attacked in the streets by insane people. So that sucks. That really does. But we've gone past this point. So I think now all we do is defend ourselves, protect what is right, protect what is ours, and make fun of these people. If they want to destroy their cities, then we get out of the cities, and they can be left in the cities, and they can militarize if they want, but good luck with that.
And Jimmy Kimmel looks at the camera and says, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. Hey, let's start here.
But we all know there's a war in Ba Sing Se, so it doesn't mean anything. So we just have to work around that. And like, it sucks that we have to do that, but that's just the way it is. That's always how it's been. It's getting worse. It's literally simultaneously the worst and best time we've ever been in. And I think it's going to keep going like that. It's going to get more out of control, and it's going to get way worse. And I'm here for it until the entire world collapses. But I'm not of this world, so I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just going to keep praising God. You know, I'm going to keep praying, and the more I do that, the more these things happen, and it seems like the demons are really crashing out because it's getting worse for them, it's getting worse for us, so we keep praying, so it gets worse for them, and you know how it goes.
What's this? Rose City Antifa, huh? About. What do we have here? If you have any information about racist or fascist organizing, and you're interested in learning more about Rose City Antifa and getting involved, please get in touch. They got an email address.
Yeah, we make fun of them, and we extend our hand out for the people that aren't completely gone, and be like, hey, there is space for you over here. There is room for you. That's why people like me, who is supposed to be on the left because I am an anarchist, you can look it up, anarchism is a left-wing ideology, or not ideology, it's like the lack of an ideology, but it's left-wing. It's like naturally left-wing. But things have gotten so crazy, the leftoids have become so crazy that they've pushed people like me over to the right, and it keeps happening more and more and more, and we just extend our hand. I think Fetterman, pretty soon, John Fetterman, is going to switch to our side. Not even really the MAGA side. It's just like the non-leftoids versus the leftoids at this point.
They used to sell merchandise. Why do you wear all black? Black is a tactic where large groups of people wear all black to conceal their features, helps us stay anonymous, reduce the risk of state repression, and demonstrate group solidarity. Basically, what they're saying is they want to make it really difficult for juries to convict them if they actually get arrested for the crimes they commit. So they have an email address, a brand name. It's closed membership now because of what has been going on. But what's this? NYC Antifa. Oh, another chapter. Is that guy doing Romans? Oh, no, he's launching a fire. Look at these individuals. Look at these people on NYC Antifa, About Us. New York.
Yeah, I think comparing Antifa to MAGA is really dumb because they are not the same type of thing. I think comparing Antifa and Turning Point USA is the right way to go. But Turning Point USA is like the opposite of Antifa, where there's like all these different chapters, there's all these different types of organizations, but they're all part of Turning Point USA. The only thing is that Turning Point USA isn't a bunch of violent freaks. And the violent freaks like to pretend that Turning Point USA is because it's projection. Because they're evil, and they know what they're doing.
New York City Antifa, huh? Oh, here's how you can contact them and get involved. They have an email address. They have members. Hey, wait a minute. What's this? Atlanta Antifa? Well, I can donate to you?
Yeah, apparently I'm an anarchist fascist. That doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's the way it goes, I guess.
Oh, I'd like to donate to this organization, right? Atlanta Antifa. You can also donate to the International Anti-Fascist Defense Fund. Oh, I didn't realize that there was named cells. Well, I did. You all did. We all know this. They have cells. They operate. They commingle. They share finances. That's why there's an international fund. Here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Antifa is just short for anti-fascist. It's not.
Yeah, nice talking point. Nice copying literally everybody else that's saying the same thing.
Not a club you can join. There are no membership dues.
That's funny, because that is absolutely a fucking lie. All right, I'm going to move myself back down to the bottom.
But they have matching signs. Okay, well, I guess we better round up these domestic terrorists, too.
Okay. Well, if you want to run with that energy, they're literally just trying to create the right wing being domestic terrorists, because the more they say it, the more true it's gonna be to them. Okay.
Listen.
Late night host Jimmy Kimmel has labeled MAGA supporters domestic terrorists while defending Antifa. Let's jump forward. There's more to his opening monologue.
I'm going to tell you this. Spread it around. There's no chaos in Portland. None. There is no chaos in Chicago. There was no chaos in Los Angeles. They're pretending there's chaos as a pretense for a military takeover. But I'm open-minded. If there is chaos in these cities Trump calls hellholes, let's see it and decide if something needs to be done about it.
Dude, we've been showing everybody the chaos that's been going on. They just pretend it's not happening.
It's just crazy, isn't it? Have you guys seen the videos out of Chicago, out of Portland? Let's do this. I should pull one up. I should pull up one of these videos. DHS rammed. Let's just grab one of these videos.
I've got
and the
even more.
Of course, is going to be like, how do you?
Yeah, I've got even more videos to show you after this one.
Define chaos. How do you define it? I'd say vehicles being rammed, shootouts, tear gas being deployed. So let's see if we can find this. This is an overhead. Let's do DHS tear gas. There's an overhead shot from a.
When you
here we
first
go.
got on scene, and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses that were on the scene.
Before we get into this, I just want to say it's completely normal that we have 20 people killed. Actually, let me get the actual numbers. So in Chicago, we have 7 homicides per weekend. Okay? And we are told that is normal. We shouldn't do anything about that. It should be 0, for one. That's chaos right there. We should be doing something about that. That's basically 30 homicides a month in Chicago. And it should be 0. We should be doing something about the homicides, and that's just in Chicago. And that's just the ones that are being reported as homicides.
And describe to us what initially...
Judy, wait one second. I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command from what I can see approaching
or is
the
this
area.
chaos?
I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing.
Well, this doesn't count, Tim, because they're being oppressed. What else do you do when you're oppressed? You cause violence so you don't be oppressed no more. How do you get your dad to stop spanking you? You start punching him in the face, of course. He'll stop.
The crowds, but we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police would remain at bay.
Now you can see this officer right here. They're going to throw something. He reacts to it.
Put themselves in the middle
there it
of
is.
the.
They throw something again. You can see them.
Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take
Tear
care
gas
of yourself.
deployed.
I'm going to let her
You heard what she said for ABC 7? Protesters have started to throw rocks. We're going to get away.
get off the
Then tear
phone.
gas deployed.
We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place.
Those innocent people being tear gassed. What is going on? Why are the police doing this?
You're watching. What you continue to watch is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This again at the intersection 105th and Avenue N.
Yeah, this is completely normal. This is what normal people do. This is how normal people act. Throwing things at police.
Said as protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there.
Now, this is just one story, but what was that, Jimmy, about there being no chaos? I mean, do I got to pull up the videos of the Portland rioting? It's just silly.
Day for Donald Trump. You know what? He finally did something positive today, and I want to give him credit for it because I know he's not the type to take credit for himself.
I don't think that Jimmy Kimmel actually watches the news. I think he reads what people have written for him. Because this either that or he actually is 1000% completely evil and lying. That's all I can say about that, man. I don't fucking know, dude.
Trump was in Israel and Egypt today
Okay,
to
we get it.
celebrate a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. All 20 Israeli hostages are home after 738 days.
Hey, that's good news, right? Thanks, Jimmy Kimmel. Thanks, Jimmy Kimmel. Well, let me show you a bit more. But don't forget, my friends, you can go to castbrew.com, pick up Cast Brew Coffee. Click the link in the description below. Support the show. We got Mary's Ghost Blend working on our signature pool water. That's right. Which is a meme product, which we're trying to figure out.
Good idea.
Can we get it national or not? Right now, local, real easy, but largely a gag product. I don't know that we're actually going to have water national distribution, but we'll see. We'll see.
I hope it
we got
happens.
Appalachian Nights, all the good terrorists saying Jimmy Kimmel calling Trump supporters domestic terrorists, saying Antifa doesn't exist. Well, I've already showed you Rose City, NYC, Atlanta Antifa, and these are just the simple off the top of my head. Now, the International Anti-Fascist Defense Fund, I believe, has actually shuttered their financing apparatus because Trump has threatened to go after them.
Good.
But take a look at this. They say, let's grab this. Blah blah blah. I don't want to read too much into it.
I hope they get everything they're asking for.
I just want to show you the financing. 10 years later, we're still playing a crucial role in providing emergency support to anti-fascists. To date, we've provided over $250,000 to more than 800 anti-fascists in 26 different countries. Really? How are you coordinating with these anti-fascists? Are
That sounds like terrorism to me.
these just random people
That's literally what terrorist groups do.
who have a sticker? Jimmy Kimmel says there's no group, there's no membership, so Rose City must not exist. Then when you raise money, how do you know who to give it to? Can I give you a call and say, hey, I oppose fascism. Can I have money? Or is there some qualifying metric by which you decide someone actually is Antifa? Oh, heavens me.
Can I call? Oh, hey, I'd like some money. Hold on. Can I call Antifa and get some money? If there's no organization, I would really like some money, dude.
Jimmy Kimmel is evil. I don't know how we navigate through this.
I do.
Who are these
Humiliate them. Make the people who are siding with them feel stupid for siding with them.
people who blindly clap like seals for a man who is lying to their faces? I wish I had the answers as to how we break through, but I think
Don't get angry. That's what they want. You need to humiliate them, laugh at them, make fun of them. When they pick a fight, they're expecting a fight back. And they usually don't really fight back. Usually they take the hit and pretend that they didn't do anything. It's like, I'm not touching you, and annoy the shit out of you until you punch them in the face. And then they cry and say that they were the one who was being assault and batteried. But really, they were the one poking at it, trying to get it to happen. So don't do that. Just laugh at them, make fun of them. And then they will attack you. And then you can say that it was unprovoked. Fight fire with fire!
cult is the cult. They don't care what is or is not. Took me like 10 seconds to Google this stuff.
Yeah, demons don't like for you to make fun of them and to use Jesus against them. If you use Jesus against them, oh boy. Or God. It doesn't, like, if you're Jewish and you don't really believe in the Messiah, just use God. God's word. Man, they really hate it when you actually use God's word against them in places where it makes sense. And they like to use God's word to misconstrue and to manipulate and to lie using scripture. And that ain't how it works. And if you really know what you're doing, if you really know the word, which I'm not saying that I've completely read the Bible or anything, I'm on my way there. Very, very quickly, actually. Like, there's so much spiritual energy around here where I'm at.
Why doesn't Jimmy Kimmel? He does. He's intentionally lying. He intentionally lied about the suspect in the Charlie Kirk assassination. And he gets away with it all.
No, he doesn't.
You know what the reality is?
He doesn't get away with it. He gets away with it with the other demons, but he doesn't get away with it with us. And the more people we disciple, we got to disciple all nations, man. The more people we disciple, the stronger we get. and the more dumb they're gonna look, and the more they're gonna crash out.
The reason why there are prominent personalities supporting Trump now walking back their support, saying, let the illegal immigrants stay.
I hope you like me talking more about God and Jesus, because it's coming even more. And the more I get into it, the more it's coming. Enjoy. I know I am.
It's because they fear being murdered by the left. I hope you all understand this. When prominent personalities see Charlie...
God's got me, and if I am to be martyred, I am to be martyred. Let's go, I guess. You will create a monster by every single person you kill who is on the correct side, and the stronger they are in their spirit, oh man, it's gonna make... You're creating the monster. And that's kind of what they want, but they're too dumb to realize what kind of monster they're creating. They know they're creating a monster. They just don't know where this monster actually comes from.
Kirk die. Some of them say, here's what's happening. Me, I have no problem saying they're trying to kill me. They want me dead.
I say it all the time.
Escalating.
Yep.
Some of these personalities go, well, I'm not a conservative. What do you mean? I don't support Trump. Because they're fearful. They think Trump might lose. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't care about Trump. I only care about Jesus, I guess. I guess that's where I'm going, man. That's the road that I'm headed down.
Trump? Does he have the power of will? I don't know. I think they're doing a decent job. I don't know if they're doing the best job. We'll see what happens. But things are getting spicy, to say the least. So when you see 3 instances in 3 weeks of police, federal officers being rammed in Chicago. In one instance, they jumped out and shot a woman who rammed her. When you see terror attacks on ICE and the killing of Charlie Kirk, you can tell who is willing to be honest and who is terrified. Now, look, man, let me be honest. I would much prefer to sit back, watch some World Poker Tour games, complain about why I think I play the hand better. It's a joke. And order some wings, maybe some ranch and barbecue on the side. I always get them with maybe a dry rub or naked wings. And then just relax. Maybe have a picnic with my wife and daughter.
Oh,
just relax.
Oh boy, the demons really hate whenever you are a happy family doing normal things. They really fucking hate it. Let's continue with that energy.
Instead, we are faced with death threats, acts of terrorism, escalation of violence.
Yep. Don't let it get to you. Don't get mad about it. You know, put up your shield and grab your sword and get ready to defend.
And the very real possibility of civil war. As I've made this point now a few times, if you truly believe that ICE agents must wear masks, otherwise they will be doxxed, hunted down, and killed, you're in a war. That's it. If you really believe that's where we're at, I'm going to say it again.
I disagree so much with the ICE wearing the mask. I get it. I get that we've gotten to the point where like everybody's getting tracked down, but get rid of ICE. Here's my advice. Get rid of ICE and only use the military. Just straight up, just use the military. Use people who aren't afraid to die. Use people who aren't afraid that somebody's going to put a bounty out on their head for $30,000.
That our federal law enforcement have to conceal their identities. Otherwise, partisan extremists will come to their homes and murder them in their sleep. Or maybe when they're like, whatever you believe. You're in a...
You just be ready for it, you know? So like I said, put up your shield, grab your sword, get ready to defend.
A war. This is not civil strife.
By the way, this is not even a civil war. This is spiritual war. Because a civil war is like when you've got some factions in a country that are fighting each other. But this isn't in the country. This is all around the world. What do you call that whenever you got a civil war that's happening all around the world and it is the same people on both sides fighting each other? It's like the truth versus the lies, and it's easy to see. What do you call that? Like, that's not exactly, that's gone beyond civil war.
This is war. So I'm not convinced that's actually where we're at. I say, yeah, they might dox the agents, but I don't see a reality where there's a high probability that people are actually going to go to the homes.
Yeah, I don't think we're in a war in the physical. I think is legit spiritual. Even if you don't believe in Christ, if you don't believe in God at all, like, it's still like, I can feel it, man. I can almost hear it.
Of these individuals. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the cartels will do it. Mexican gangs, cartels are putting bounties on the heads of DHS. So what I see now, I understand why there are prominent personalities that are terrified to keep backing Trump. Because you've got people like Jimmy Kimmel who are lying, defending far-left extremists and terrorists.
Because they take funny money. That's why. I don't trust anybody who is up on a pedestal taking millions of dollars for nothing with a failing show. How is he getting paid so much and his show is failing? How does that work? Because they're taking funny money. They are trying to get this to happen. They really, really so badly want this to happen.
Every single night. And YouTube says, whatever.
Yep.
How do we navigate this? Do we bar people from lying? I mean, we can't do it. We believe in free speech, but free speech isn't the same as it always was. The Constitution as we know it today is very different from the Constitution of 1789. I
don't think there's anything that we can do. I think we're cooked. I think it's so bad. That's why I'm just trusting in God at this point, because there's nothing really that any of us can do. It's even Trump, like, he's trying so hard, but like, there's literally nothing. What do you do when all the people who supported you to do all of these things are suddenly backing down and saying they don't want it to happen? What do you do at this point?
Founding fathers envisioned for free speech didn't even include blasphemy. In fact, to run for office in the original states, you had to profess a belief in the Christian God. Mostly Protestant, in fact, except for Maryland, where they said any Christian God because they were Catholic. Virginia, I believe it was just you had to be deist, you had to believe in God, but not so much Christian. And that's because of Thomas Jefferson, I suppose. But where we're at today is you have people like Jimmy Kimmel with a smug smirk on his face. He gloats and he laughs as he lies to me.
Yeah, well, there he goes again, man. Tim Pool getting mad. Like, I love you, Tim, but like, don't get angry, man. You're giving them more fuel. You have to humiliate them and laugh at them and extend your hand out to the ones who don't want to be on that side, who are desperate to get out, but they can't because they're lost. Like, that's what you do. It's the only way that you can win for now, because guess what? Even if we do end up stopping all of this crap, it's just gonna get worse when it happens again. And you know, I don't know what else to say about that.
Millions of people, and they believe it. And we know it's a lie. I mean, I just showed you the proof. They brag about how they distribute resources. The International Antifa Defense Fund brags about dispersing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Decisions crew members. Crew members? What do you mean there's members of Antifa on their website where they accept donations and distribute them to other organizations? Organizations?
Oh boy, I can't wait to make a short clip out of this. Hello, random viewers who are watching this in the shorts. Also, hello, random viewers who are watching this in the longs.
How crazy is it that anybody with Google can see there are organized Antifa groups with international networking, legal apparatus, and financing?
Well, actually, Tim, I think the problem probably is that they are using Google. I noticed that you got this lion head up there. You ain't using Google, you're using Brave. That's probably why you're able to see it and they're not.
And then Jimmy Kimmel goes, there's no such thing as Antifa. And people believe it. That's how crazy things are, huh?
Yep.
Well, my friends,
Oh boy. Buckle up. Buckle up, buckaroos. It's about to get much crazier.
I don't know what happens next. I have some general thoughts and ideas. I can tell you what's happening now.
I know what happens at the end of it all. I don't really know what happens before we get there.
But what does it mean when Jimmy Kimmel can say this to millions and they believe it? They believe it. And you know, you can see it. The logic is there, but they don't want to believe it. I think the reality is this. Jimmy
They're either retarded or lying.
Kimmel's well aware he's lying intentionally because they're trying to keep default libs locked in this hypnosis because their support base is actually very, very small.
Yeah, and they've gone too far. They've lied too much that if they turn back and they apologize, all of the people that bought into their nonsense are going to freak the fuck out and they're going to drop them, and they can't have that because they need to win. They can't be at the bottom with all the rest of us pores.
So long as they have cultist default libs who don't pay attention and won't read the news, they'll keep falling for it.
I've got a link down there in the comments. You should definitely click it. Donate to the Fables Folly Farm. It's not really called that, but you know, that's what I'm going to call it because I am the one taking the donations for it. It goes directly to the farm. Even though they go to me, it goes to the farm. So you should definitely click that. It helps out so much, man. We're trying to build community here. We're trying to do really cool things here. And yes, I stole that slogan from Nick Nocturnal. So click the link. Now let's see some chaos. Let's see Smashflu chaos get stomped by the Chicago police, I guess, or ICE. I don't know. From Decoy Voice, let's go!
Be shifting towards a physical civil war. While the corporate media simply ignores the violence, they're secretly trying to convince their viewers to commit more. As just outside of Chicago, these anti-ICE activists are actually attacking federal agents, seemingly unafraid of committing felonies, damaging DHS vehicles in broad daylight.
Oh, it's just glass. It's just glass. What's the problem?
The mainstream media claims
not hurting anybody.
This is ICE's fault.
ICE is the one who's been instigating all the problems against our village and against our residents. They did not respect our local laws. They did not respect life safety issues.
They come in to try and stop crime, and people are like, why are you trying to stop crime? I'm a criminal, stop hurting me. And then other people are like, stop hurting that criminal. Now I'm a criminal. We're all criminals. What are you going to do? Arrest all the criminals? Yes. Yes. That's what they're going to do. And it's going to keep getting worse. You idiots. You're making it worse for yourself. Why do you put yourselves in this situation? What, like, these are just violent death cult, bloodthirsty freaks. I don't know, man. I don't know. Good luck with that, I guess.
And they are causing problems and committing crimes.
It's insane to think CNN sees these attacks, and instead of reporting the facts, they almost encourage their viewers to go out and commit more crimes because, simply put, they don't represent this country.
Yep, the leftoids, you know what they do represent? Demons!
As the attacks get worse,
I'm turning into Alex Jones, man, I swear.
With two illegals ramming into an ICE vehicle.
Both of them, I should say, are Venezuelan and in the U.S. illegally. One of them had an order for removal from 2024. A crowd formed up, and Chicago police say they started throwing rocks.
But pay close attention to the chyron on Disney's ABC, framing this as federal agents involved in crash, where the other story opens up with a tear gas, vaguely framing this as protesters and federal agents clash.
Dude, they're even doing the thing that leftoids do on the internet now, where they cut out the beginning part and just show when shit hits south. That's it. Like, I mean, they were already doing this on TV, but it's getting worse and worse and worse.
And a chase ends in a crash.
Surveillance video shows they had been chasing the red vehicle in circles around the neighborhood for around 30 minutes before the accident happened. Uber driver Eliseo Uribe was driving home when he tells us in Spanish, "The white SUV nearly hit me. I thought they were fighting. A Homeland Security statement today saying they were chasing the driver of the red SUV after he rammed them first.
They know exactly what happened, as they openly admit the same things reported on Fox News. But instead of telling the truth, they want to tell you this carefully curated narrative, conveniently suppressing exactly who attacked first, and how these are exactly the type of people we wanted out of
Yeah,
it.
they're playing a who's on first, what's on second kind of game. What's his name's on third?
Country, as they want to paint this picture, feigning innocence for the protesters.
They're being baited into interactions that can justify action.
They're being baited into causing violence. Or here's a thought, how about you just don't be violent? That's crazy. Holy shit. I never thought about that.
Look, let's remember that protesting peacefully is a right that we all have.
Oh, we're back to that, huh? Oh, they're mostly peaceful. She didn't even say mostly peaceful. She said straight up peaceful. Because breaking the back window out of a car with a brick is peaceful. Ramming somebody is peaceful. Throwing rocks at police, that's peaceful.
As American citizens, Audie, and one of the things that we cannot lose sight of here.
It says in the Bible that if you are oppressed, or no, it's persecuted. If you are persecuted in one city, move to the next. If you are not allowed to protest in an area, move to a different area. Don't be like, we have the right to protest. That's not how you do it.
Is the egregious violations of civil rights that ICE is involved in every single day.
Where there are admittedly some peaceful protesters, proving to the world what happens when you give the EBT tribes way too much free time, where they march in the streets waving seemingly every single possible liberal movement mixed in one march.
Yeah, I don't know what they're protesting for. What is happening? Like, and why are there so many signs that are the same? Like this one right here and this one right here were obviously made by the same person. And it looks like it was handmade. And like oh, holy shit, dude. I don't know, man. It's so crazy.
Including the foreign flag of the country they demand they not be sent to. The same country implementing deportation efforts, objectively more aggressive.
Everybody that's like helping out these illegal immigrants, deport them too. Send them to Mexico. They love it so much.
Than America's. As I had to censor that here, but that was a toddler, still inside a stroller, being tossed into a truck because like every single country, everywhere, Mexico enforces their border laws. But don't let that stop leftist idiots from waving that flag at an immigration protest in America. But this peacefulness isn't permanent, as Nick Shirley shows us them, again, attacking federal vehicles.
Look, all the protesters showed up.
This is absolutely embarrassing, dude. For them. I don't care.
Where
Doesn't
social
embarrass
media
me.
users actually record themselves tracking ICE down, as China's TikTok makes a trend.
If they're doing that, why isn't ICE just, you know, what is going on here?
Out of Chicago's rammers attacking America's homeland security.
It's like they're too worried about optics to actually do what needs to be done.
As sometimes they actually assist in
Oh, where's the compassion? We tried compassion so many times. We gave them outs so many times. We gave them the chance to become citizens. Multiple chances to become citizens. We said, hey, we will pay you to leave. And they said no.
people evading arrest. But TikTok isn't the only app, as ultra-left Amazon's Ring app is also utilized to track ICE, where social media users even teach each other how to use this information to stifle ICE's operation.
If you post on Stop ICE, you can either post confirmed or just suspected sightings of ICE, and this will push out to all of their subscribers. What you need to film the faces of the individuals being detained and the individuals doing the detaining. So whether
Arrest these people. Immediately arrest them. Holy shit. Like, how are we allowing this? This is not free speech. This is doxing. This is worse than doxing because we know what they're doing. It's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go kill these people. That's what they're doing. And YouTube, please don't fucking censor me just because I said, go kill these people. Because I'm not saying that it's them that's doing it. I'm just repeating what they do.
They present themselves as ICE officers. They might.
I've got a strike right now because of that. Because I was saying something that somebody else said.
Lie and say they're local PD. People who you know are sympathetic to the cause, people who you know are vulnerable to the cause. You need to connect those two groups. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I just witnessed another.
I just want to make a quick note of how she's recording this from the inside of Tesla's top-tier premium vehicle, as even at the cheapest trim, the white interior 6-seater costs over $110,000. So this anti-ICE activism has spread beyond the EBT tribes squirming around the dirt to defeat ICE. We now have the wealthiest, well-to-do liberals joining in, even while wearing their work shirt.
Get tennis rackets on the front line, so when this is for with tear gas, if a tear gas can is sent to you, you take that tennis racket and you hit that bubby, you hit that thing as far as you can, straight back at who's ever shooting them at you.
And while they're doing this for free, they're literally aligning themselves.
Okay, well, you know what? If we're not going to do anything about these people, then I guess this is just going to keep happening and keep getting worse. And it may be that the other side that is in control of ICE wants something to happen. That's why they're not doing anything. They're waiting until something really bad happens so they can crack down on all of it at the same time. And like, dude, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
With the cartels who have reportedly placed bounties up to $50,000 to get immigration agents. And let's just zoom out for a quick second. Illegals ram their vehicles into federal agents. The mainstream media says this was just a crash, but make sure you get out there and protest. Local well-to-do liberals...
Yeah, and Jimmy Kimmel will see CNN, MSNBC, and be like, oh, well, they're saying there is no chaos. Why is the right saying there's no chaos? Oh, you're telling me I have to watch Fox News to find that out. I'm not watching Fox News. They're a bunch of right-wing Nazis.
Join in on impeding law enforcement, assisting in the Mexican cartel's efforts. It's almost like they're purposely siding with evil, just hoping their audience is too stupid to put the pieces together.
Dude, it's exactly what I've been saying.
That original crash ended in tear gas, to which the left cried, ICE doesn't care about safety, there was a baby there. As Asman...
Why would you bring a baby to a fucking riot? Oh, but it's not a riot. It was a peaceful protest. Whatever, man. Whatever. Why would you bring a baby to a protest? You should be at home taking care of the baby.
Why bring a baby? And I think the answer is obvious, but terrible.
Of course, Asmongold said it. Of course.
They want to use them as a shield, where they never want to argue laws or logic. It's all about...
But Asmongold's the bad guy. Well, I mean, he kind of is a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Who has the saddest imagery, because their base doesn't operate on reasoning, but whatever makes them the most emotional. As Chicago's mayor says, protecting illegals is defending humanity.
And in order for our country to be a place of promise and hope and opportunity for people around the globe who have called the city of Chicago their home, it's why we're so committed to ensuring that we're protecting our democracy and defending humanity.
Which is in stark contrast to when Biden was in office and he demanded they stop shipping him more immigrants.
An elected official in the state of Texas that is placing families on buses without shoes, cold, wet, tired, hungry, afraid, traumatized, and then they come to the city of Chicago where we have homelessness, we have mental health clinics that have been shut down and closed. You have people who are seeking employment.
But somehow now, protecting those same immigrants is resistance.
And that's why...
Yeah, because it doesn't fit the narrative. A bunch of people during the Biden administration were on the same side as him on the Democrat side, where they were like, hey man, we can't take all this shit. Everything's falling apart. Like it's starting to affect me. But now that the narrative has shifted, they are completely against all of this, because now they see that all this ICE stuff is working, so they don't have to worry that their lives are being affected, so they can pretend that they are against what ICE is doing, because they know that ICE is going to, for the most part, actually help, but they have to lie and be on the side of evil and act like that they're actually against all of the ICE stuff. It's insane.
Doing everything in my power to defend the people of this city and to lead a resistance that, quite frankly...
Lead a resistance? What do you mean by that? A revolution? They say they want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world.
Is desperately needed to protect our democracy and our humanity.
Where he, alongside his governor, sound like they're asking for civil war.
You just heard the governor express it as well. This battle is going to take place in the courts and in our communities. The 700 people who showed up on the north side of Chicago to organize, to build the resistance, that's a clear example of how the organizing on the ground plays.
Will there be punch and pie in this resistance? Vive la resistance!
An incredible role in defending people.
With the Illinois governor.
What? There's no punch and pie? You said there'd be punch and pie!
Openly admitting if they regain power, they're going to prosecute ICE agents.
You know, the tables will turn someday. These people should recognize that maybe they're not going to get prosecuted today, although we're looking at doing that, but they may get prosecuted after the Trump administration for the things that they did, because
JD Vance 2028, let's go!
The statute of limitations won't have.
As Western Lensman finds, he's not the only Democrat doing this.
And the reality is, the statute of limitations is 5 years, and there will be accountability with the next administration, if not before, when Democrats take back control of the House of Representatives.
We will subpoena the Department of Justice, but also private actors.
Crazy how they seamlessly go from prosecute President Trump before Americans can vote for him to how dare Trump criminally investigate a Democrat, and finally, when we get back in office, we're going to do the same exact thing.
Woo! JD Vance 2028! Because it's not happening, bro. It is not happening. They're gonna really have to do something crazy and out of nowhere in order to win this next presidential election. Because, dude, let me tell you, it's gonna get worse. And there's no way. There is no way, especially when all of the people that are voting for the leftoids are going to be in jail. I hope that happens.
But to everybody, it really makes you wonder why they find it so important to win these next elections, and why Illinois specifically doesn't want us to see who's voting in their elections.
They asked for, they demanded, the DOJ did, our voter data. Not just ours. In Illinois, every state's voter data. Why? They won't.
So they can make sure that you fucks aren't cheating. Because it really seems like you're evil in every other area, so you're cheating. There's no doubt in my mind.
Tell us why. And actually, what they seem to be looking for...
They're investigating you because it seems like you've all been doing a bunch of illegal shit.
Remember back to the 2020 elections, is they want to be able to find voter fraud, which...
Yes! That is what is going to happen. They are going to find voter fraud.
Which lots of organizations have been looking for voter fraud, as you...
What organizations? He says lots of organizations. What organizations?
No, for a long time, there's very little voter fraud going on.
Very little voter fraud! There shouldn't be any! What are you talking about, you insane person?
Very little.
Is it possibly tied to the idea that he mysteriously had a $10 million income with $1.4 million in gambling winnings? that he's suddenly saying is from blackjack?
Gambling! Gambling. There's another evil deed that he's doing. $1.4 million in gambling on blackjack.
At a Vegas casino, where
Oh, yeah?
Republican politicians will likely want to look into verifying how an Illinois governor had the time and luck to go to Vegas winning $1.4 million on blackjack. Or is there something more suspect to be discovered, as Democrat desperation is getting pathetically dire?
It seems like every step of the way there's evil shit going on.
Podcast episodes with California's governor.
Middle of the night, Black Hawk helicopters, ICE agents rappelling out of this military helicopter, but the 130 people had their doors broken down, their windows broken. They took innocent.
Oh, they took innocent people who broke the law and was told like, hey, we're giving you multiple outs.
People out and zip tied their hands. Children, I might add. And a number of these people were U.S.
And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
citizens and others were legal.
To which country?
But he doesn't talk about how many in those groups of people were illegal immigrants. It's like you got 20 people and 17 of them are American citizens, but they know about the 3 illegal immigrants. Arrest them all. Remove the children from the homes. These people are criminals.
Music singers echo that same story.
We got the Department of Homeland Security out here sharing hype videos of ICE agents flying in on American cities, banging in doors, jacking people out of their houses, zip tying them in the streets naked, and then carting them off in the back of U-Hauls with no warrants or due process like it's a...
Except there was warrants and there was due process. What the fuck are you talking about?
trailer to the newest Call of Duty game, and the worst part is I gotta watch some of y'all cheer it on like you're watching a football game.
And even Joe Rogan is...
Hey, he didn't show the last part where he is talking about scripture and it completely, you know, he has not read the Bible.
Saying similar.
When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years,
Yeah.
that...
While he's dressed as a Catholic priest, I think Joe Rogan is evil. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think he means to be. I think there's just, he's got some demons, you know? I don't think he's outright evil. But him saying that while dressed as a Catholic priest on his podcast as a joke, miss me with that shit, bro.
Everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
Now, this is a sad story of U.S. citizens and kids being zip-tied at night by scary masked men rappelling from Black Hawk helicopters, except there was plenty of video footage of these arrests mysteriously not seeing any of these zip-tied families. And if there was, you know the liberal media would print that picture on every front page opposite of Trump's face, instead of just ignoring...
Yeah, he's buying into the propaganda. That's what's going on.
How the raid arrested 37 gang members from the same Venezuelan gang known in Chicago for kidnapping, murders, and shooting parties. Known for trafficking immigrant women, forcing them into horrendous acts.
And also, I think he's just trying to pull back because he saw what happened to Charlie Kirk, and he doesn't want to be Kirked. You know?
Bringing in substances and weapons. But the party that is allegedly about protecting immigrants, screaming about shootings and getting weapons off the street. If the DHS arrests 37 members of a gang notoriously known for doing all of that, it doesn't seem to matter because Trump did it. But why focus on how the president made Chicago a little bit safer when we have a scary story to share? We can't show you any of these images, but why provide evidence when emotions is what really drives the left? So if you appreciate my concise...
Dude, I don't know where we go from here. Pick up your Bibles, everybody, and go down there in the comments and click that PayPal link and donate to the Folly Farm, because we are building a Christian community, and we are inviting people very, very soon into our community. Not like directly into our community, but we are going to set up for other people to come and live close to us and around us as a community very, very soon. And we're going to have all kinds of different spots where we're doing that. But you got to donate down there in the comments. The Fables Folly. Universal Fables, I think is what I called it. Link to my PayPal. Definitely check that out. And I'll see you in the next one.